Oh boy, welcome back guys. So we got our first bit of information today regarding alliance missions, a complete revamp to just about everything. There's going to be new characters across all boards in map 1, map 2, and map 3. And we'll get to everything here in a bit. So I'm assuming with today that we got the news for alliance missions. I'm assuming they're going to keep releasing like info bit by bit. So I'm wondering if maybe tomorrow we'll end up getting something along the lines of like the list for like the characters that are going to be getting the buffs, the nerfs, and like all the descriptions of all that. And then I'm assuming maybe Wednesdays when we'll get like the full notes as far as like everything that we're going to be getting for 8.0. And then Thursdays when 8.0 hits. So a bit excited. But yeah, let's start off with this Alliance missions, Dark Horizons. It's been long waited for, guys. Complete revamp, changing out the characters, and I'm very glad that they actually got around to doing this. I thought maybe for sure, they might not get to it right away. They'll do everything else 8.0 related, and then maybe a month or two later, then they might visit Alliance missions. But nope, looks like they definitely took the time to go over AM, which I'm very, very grateful for. So anyways, commanders, it's time for the highly anticipated update to Alliance missions. The first thing you're going to notice is that all of the names have changed. Every encounter, boss, and buff on all of these maps have been updated. Thank you, no more Cheetor. I'm so glad that Cheetor is gone. Rhinox as well. Probably a lot of you guys are going to be happy that Rhinox is no more as a mini boss, but I'm sure we'll see these guys as like normal characters across the nodes. And that's not all. The brand new Fractured Tomb map, which is map 3, has been completely revamped with a new layout and now goes all the way up to difficulty 120. So the new layout is going to be great. Of course, that as well comes with some worrisome, we don't exactly know if it's going to be like completely independent lanes, which means there's no more doubling up on some paths, but we'll find out. It'll all be new on Thursday, April 4th. Yes. All right, so we had a few goals with this update. Wanted to get more creative with our usage of buffs in order to introduce new alliances to more challenging fights and create more engaging encounters for experienced players. We wanted to give Fractured Tomb a more streamlined map so you can focus more on the fights and less on navigation. We wanted to give more opportunities for players to team up on especially difficult fights. So that is a very good thing. And lastly, we wanted to change up linked node so that our more daring commanders can still try and fight through a linked node without it being impossible. So I don't think it was too impossible in the past. I think it was fine, but some characters definitely are a bit OP with some of the links, especially like the boss Primal. But anyways, here are the new encounters. I'm going to go over map 1 and 2 pretty quickly, and I'll touch base a little bit more on map 3. So map 1, Fallen Empire, the mini boss will be Starscream, 25% range damage and range speed. And I'm assuming that's going to be a replicate mod, like the replicate buff mod. I don't know if it'll be just as good or like a little bit different, but we'll find out. 50% health boost. Starscream has a mini boss with the ranged speed, ranged damage. He can be a huge pain in the butt sometimes, especially if you're using characters that can activate lots of buffs, armor buffs, melee buffs, all that stuff. This guy, the Null Ray, it'll completely destroy you, which I would highly recommend using someone like Megatronus. A demo class character can usually take him down pretty quickly, but aside from that, if you're a ninja, probably have no issues taking him down with whichever character. Mini boss number 2 will be Hot Rod, same exact mods as Starscream, with the exception of debuff duration on opponents is increased by 25%. That one shouldn't be too bad. Sounds pretty easy. Boss will be Galvatron. Every 7.5 seconds alternates between physical and energy resistance. Heavy attacks randomly inflict the opponent with a stun. So I think that's Dagger if I'm not mistaken. Power lock and 25% armor break for 7 seconds. And health boost 100. So he'll be tanky and you just gotta avoid his heavy attacks, but I think he shouldn't be too bad. Using somebody like actually no, he's not power king, so I was gonna say use someone like Rhinox, but no, it should be fine. Any tech class character I think will do very well against Galvatron. And map 2, Orbital Command. Mini boss 1 will be Wheeljack. Heavy attack stun for 2.5 seconds. If not struck by a melee attack, power gains for 3% every second. Ooh, it sounds nasty, but melee attacks, hitting someone with a melee attack, it's not that difficult, I think, in my opinion. Definitely got to watch out for those special 3s as they're creeping up on that special 3. You know, this mod sucks in that regard just because, you know, after past the special 2, you kind of want to bait out like a special 2, or you're kind of forced to, you know, attack them at least once just so you can trigger the 6-second timer again. Yeah, just got to be careful. But I think characters that can inflict power drain, power lock will be very useful here. Mini boss 2 is Scorponok. Heavy attacks randomly inflict the opponent with a stun, power lock, or armor break. So stagger, I'm assuming again. I don't know if I'm completely mistaken, guys. I think I'm right though. Someone correct me. When hit by a special attack, this enemy gains 1 bar of power. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty, man. Scorponok gonna have to play super careful though with the special attacks. I think what's his name? Shockwave. Getting a special 3 off, even if he does get the 1 bar of power, it will prevent it will trigger the repair block. So that'll definitely help out. 100% health boost. Typical mini boss mod. Mini boss number 3 will be Jetfire, gains 15% of a power bar while blocking. That is nasty, man. When player's bots activates a buff, the buff will activate a similar buff 50% more effective than rank 1. So yeah, gotta be super careful though with that 15% of a power bar while blocking. Definitely bring someone that can power drain, power lock, and you know, all that good stuff. Power leak, aka kickback. And then the boss will be Cyclonus. Every 7.5 seconds, alternates between 55% physical and energy resistance. When hit, this bot generates a power charge. Oh, that is nasty, man. Ever since they fixed like power charge, it's been super annoying going up against it. You have to be like super careful. And using someone like Prowl, his special one hits him like 5 or 6 times. It'll basically trigger like the power charge almost every single time. It's an interesting mod. Definitely got to be careful, but it's you can definitely work with it. Just gotta not go too ham. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Map 3, Fractured Tomb. So the first mini boss on this map will be Megatron Generation. So Tactician Megatron, 150% melee damage, so not too bad. Every 7.5 seconds will alternate between physical and energy resistance, so pretty tanky there. And this one I absolutely hate. I don't know why I included this one. Heals 75% of opponent's attack when hit by a basic range attack. And as you guys know, this mod, whenever you shoot them with the range attack, it doesn't affect them at all. It's like they're unstoppable. When they get hit by it, they just absorb it and they heal. So you have to be very careful sometimes, you know, going up against a character like this. So it'll be interesting. But I think Megatronus will for sure be able to take him out quite effectively. Mini boss number 2, Shockwave. Debuff duration is increased by 100%. Projectile attacks do 100% of attack as shock damage over 7.5 seconds if not struck by a melee attack within 6 seconds. Power gain for 3.6% every second. And health boost. Doesn't sound too bad. Just gotta definitely avoid those projectiles. Someone like Prowl, I think, will definitely be able to take down Shockwave super quickly, super effectively. So I think he's probably going to be a top choice going up against Shockwave. And then on the right side, Lieutenant. The right Lieutenant. Who was on the right side? It was Dinobot. So being replaced by Dinobot, it is going, or Cyclonus will be replacing Dinobot. Sorry. It's right. Buff duration is increased by 100%. Every 7.5 seconds, alternates between physical and energy resistance. Kabami is really going for these physical and energy resistance mods, man. That shit, I hate those. They make the fight like they prolong the fight, and it's annoying sometimes. When hit, this bot generates a power charge. So he's gonna be on power charge again. Super annoying. But doesn't exactly seem too bad. 300% health boost. So I think the Cyclonus will definitely be it can be handled. Let's just leave it at that. Left Lieutenant, this one I am concerned with. I am concerned if I have to go down this path because Galvatron, so let's just go ahead and read this real quick. Gains 15% of a power bar while blocking, 150% range damage and ranged speed, 75% physical resistance, and 300% health boost. Okay. So on top of being super tanky with physical resistance, guys, the majority of fights, when you go into any fight, you're basically hitting them with physical attacks, with melee hits, probably like 80% of the fight. And a 75% physical resistance is going to make it a very long fight. And on top of that, Galvatron, he's known to kind of sit in the back, be a bit of a, I wouldn't say coward, but he likes to charge up his dark energy until he gets 30. And once he gets 30, he does become a little bit aggressive, but it's during that time where he's just kind of off on the side, just, you know, constantly being very defensive, and blocking is when you got to be super careful with this 15% power gaining of a 15% of a power bar. That's crazy. All right. I know I don't want to go up against this Galvatron. I feel like he's going to be a big pain in the butt, but we'll see how day one goes, guys, on Alliance missions. I will make sure, I will try my best to record every single fight I go up against. I go down, just so you guys can see or take a look at what it has. Let's see, the boss will be Megatronus. Oh boy, Primal replaced by Megatronus. When player's bot activates a buff, the boss will activate a similar buff. So right away, guys, don't even go for anyone that can heal, like Ratchet. Wheeljack would also be a really good one, but healing on these bosses is a big no-no, especially like at the higher levels. They repair a bunch of health, which is, it'll just like nullify all of your damage, which is crazy. Cycles between melee, ranged, and special damage resistances. All resistances are at 130%. Basically going to be doing like no damage to this guy while his resistances are up. Basic attacks are unblockable, so melee and ranged will be unblockable, and his basic, heavy, ranged, and melee attacks will drain a small amount of power on hit and 500% health boost. So yeah, I feel like we fought this Megatronus in the past, but we will see how it goes going up against that guy. Mod combinations on Fallen Empire will be, let's see, debuff duration, Energon shield, buff duration. So bring out your bumblebees. Those of you that have a G1 bumblebee and are still running map 1, bumblebee will do amazing. The scout bee will penetrate right through those Energon shields. Section 2 will be strike back, power charge, power flow timed. Section 3 will be absorb projectile, shock block, reflect ranged. Map 2, section 1 will be evade melee and evade power gain, Energon shield and power charge, trigger rate and buff duration. I think that trigger rate is the one from Bludgeon in Rulers of Kaon, I think. Trying to think back in my little mind palace. Some of you guys will get the reference from Sherlock. All right, path 4, special damage and power flow timed. Section 2 will have path 1, cycle resist and strike back. Okay, I'm gonna skip some of these guys. You guys can read these. Mainly want to talk about map 3. So Shattered Tomb, section 1, melee combat focused. Path 1, all right, so it'll only be 4 paths, so it looks like can double up again on some paths. Let's see, melee damage and energy resistance, melee bleed and absorb projectiles, melee power burn and reflect ranged, relentless assault, and improved aim enhancer. Improved aim enhancer, I think that's the one that makes your attacks unblockable, I think. Or is that the one that makes, I don't even remember, guys, I'm so sorry. We'll just go ahead and skip that. We'll come across it if we go down that path. But the one that looks to be the biggest pain in the butt will be the absorb projectile one. So path 2, I think, will be probably the worst out of section 1. And then section 2, ranged combat focus, ranged damage, and hacked aim enhancer. I have no idea what that is. I don't even remember it. Hacked aim enhancer. Ranged shock and evade melee, ranged power burn and physical resistance, focused power gain and shock block. Out of all of those, I think maybe path 4 sounds to be the worst. Just because of the shock block and the focus power gain, you're kind of required to go up and hit them, and if they're blocking, you're going to get shocked, so not worth it. And then section 3 will be special attack focus, special damage, and stagger. That one should be the easiest, I think. Focus repair and defensive power gain. That one shouldn't be too bad. Path 3 though, evade melee and evade power gain. I am 100% sure Stupid Cheetor and probably Scout Bumblebee are going to be on this path, especially with their constant evades. That one seems like it's going to be the worst. So anyone with the drift, sad face. I might go down this lane. I have a drift. Path 4 is critical rate and debuff duration, so that one should be pretty easy, I think, as well. And rewards. So you'll notice that the crystal rewards have not changed. Do not worry. We're trying something new, and we want to make sure that we have a balance right before we update the rewards. Okay, so it looks like mostly everything will be the same, and eventually they are going to be updating the rewards. They've also added tier 4 class spark crystal fragments to the top 10 rank rewards and a new top milestone of 300 million. That is crazy. Oh boy, expect a more comprehensive rewards update after you've had some time with the new maps. Nice. All right. Oops. I'm looking forward to this, guys. Honestly, I cannot wait. Like I said, I'm definitely going to record. Let's see what some of these comments said. The new maps will be live with the new Alliance mission series that starts this week. So this Thursday, April 4th. And power charge acts the same way as it's recently been. So it's going to be the annoying power charge. It's per second. So you want to get really good at breaking blocks. Oh boy, Mike, if only it was that easy. If it was that easy, but looks like we're going to need some heavies, guys. Oh, man. I really do not want to go down that lane. It sounds so horrible. All right, let's go ahead and read some more. Right now, we've only added one milestone to the end and reworked the top 10 rank rewards, but that's only for now. We'll be doing a more comprehensive revamp of the rewards and the crystals soon. Nice. And I think that's it, guys. I don't think... I think they commented, yep. All right. Yeah, guys, I'm super excited for this. Let me know, I guess, your thoughts. Let me know what map you guys run. Those of you that run map 3, let me know your honest opinions on map 3. And those of you that are on map 3, let me know what you guys think of that Galvatron. I think for sure Galvatron will still be, I think, the worst mini-boss. Worst mini-boss previously being, I think, either Cheetor or Rhinox. Rhinox was just pure BS sometimes, but I don't know. This Galvatron seems to be the worst out of the bunch here. But let me know your thoughts, guys, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get some more notes. Little by little, we'll get something, and we'll cover that as well tomorrow. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys later.